problem.
You are.
Good, how are you? Ciao.
Hope you don't mind. Hi. It's a crowded place. We only have half a collection left to go through.
Oh yeah, it's the theories that are super interesting. It's the event. Kiko was with us in New York, and you were at the event, so I'm talking about the ideas and inspiration of what happened, like Hurricane Sandy, being in the darkness. And then as we were in the darkness, if you guys want, you can take a seat around the corner. I'll get you some coffee and water.
Great.
This is Elka.
Hi, Hi.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So in this darkness, what I started to understand was the nature of a human being is our resistance to change, even though for survival we must change. So that reluctancy really sort of forced me to do something that outside of all standards, to reevaluate what my goal as an artist is. And you know, when all of us, when I say all of us, anyone living in the darkness in Manhattan, it was super frustrating, but it also was a time of our lives in a really bizarre way. And so when I came out of it, I was sharing these conversations with fellow artists. We were collectively throwing these benefits to raise money for the boardwalk and for Rockaways. I had friends that had full-time jobs, and they took weeks off to feed people in the Rockaways, to clear out debris. All of these things that, it's literally, once again, like putting yourself at the very, very beginning of human nature. And for me, what I wanted to do was have these conversations with my friends, and we were at this art benefit, and one of my fellow artist friends was showing me pictures of his blackout experience, because each one of us had super different ones. And he was showing me these images of him where he had these 2 blue crabs, and he was like, I had to save them, and I bought them an aquarium, and I wanted to, you know, give them a home. And I was like, that's interesting, because all of these human beings don't have homes. It's not like you're capable of buying all of them homes, you know. And so then I started unraveling this theory about like hermit crabs, not just blue crabs, but crabs in general. And then the hermit crabs already have their home. And then I'm thinking, wow, these little creatures have outlived the human, and always will, because of their basic instinct. And it's unfortunate that our basic instinct will keep us from living forever. And the hermit crab, when he has to move, it's his physical need that he has to move. It's not because he wants a luxury doorman. It's not because he wants to move to the Upper West Side. This is his instinct to release himself, his body, completely vulnerable, fully exposed, open to being taken, and do an evaluation and slip his little body inside this new house, and that's it. And then he moves on. There's no emotional attachment to it. There's no mortgage, etc., etc. So for me, I was like, that's super interesting. So taking not only the physical look of what was happening with like a hermit crab, but also his instinctive behavior was super gratifying for me, because I was like already there. I'm already at the base of a human experience. Now what's the base of something else? And so I started speaking to these 4 different artists that were New York based, but they're all from different places in the world. Lithuanian director, a Norwegian director, a Swedish director, an Italian director. And what I wanted to do was take my theory, my experience, all of this lightness from the darkness, and apply it into my next collection, which I have no intention of creating for fall/winter 2013. But I do have every intention of creating it for 2014. So instead of rushing a collection and combining ideas and sort of not half-assing, but not putting my entire focus into that building of that collection, my focus now is really, truly on building that idea. So instead of doing this rushed kind of anxiety, as I mentioned, I'm not cool with pushed schedules, I commissioned these 4 artists to take the ideas that I'm talking to you about and make a 30-second to a 3-minute moving image using all of these. They don't have to use my body, they don't have to use my jewelry. It is an open, clean place to discover something new about this idea. And so what happened was to see these artists in their process. I was there for all 4 of them. If it wasn't my body physically, it was my jewelry, It was me interacting with the artists and getting their feedback, open, honest, candid feedback from their experiences, not only during the blackout, but in life in general. So as you meet people along the way, regardless if they're artists or not, everyone has a specific journey. And when they take risks and when they make changes in their life, it's because they may not want to, but they're going to have to. We have to, as human beings, make choices to change the things that we are reluctant to change. And without that, we wouldn't have art, we wouldn't have culture, we wouldn't have my brand, we wouldn't have a showroom in Paris during Fashion Week. We wouldn't have anything to talk about if it weren't for that choice to change. So I will definitely send you those links for these videos.
Yeah, and show me the other half.
And I'll show you basically...
and then I'm leaving you in peace.
So basically, because it's the year of the snake, this is, once again, a single finger fit and a multi-finger look ring. So once again, it's the comfort of one ring, but it looks as if they're several or more. And then here, I sort of applied that theory with the fairy duster. Instead of a knuckle duster, it's a fairy duster. I think you might have this one. So basically, I found amethyst in nature and worked in nature and then carved out the negative space to make this single finger fit. And then here, instead of finding something in nature, I found it on my own nature, which is my top lip. So I made a mold of my own lip and then made a little cigarette holder so Michelle Lamy can smoke. She got a few
Really?
things.
Great.
And then these are my single finger rings. So instead of pushing the person who's reluctant to change, I said it's okay to be able to wear a single finger ring. But you can see here that, yes, it's just one, but when you look at it, it never touches the other side. So it's adjustable. And then what you can do, these are my French collar rings because they look like tiny little French collars. Okay, there's one. But then if we had another choice, we'd put two. If we had another, we'd start stacking and building. So building from the bottom up. So it's putting attention on the foundation of your body. Put that back here. And then here what we have is another collar, but this is a big uber statement piece.
Can you try it on?
I don't have a collar there, Diane.
Neither do I. Well, yeah, I do, but I can't do myself.
I might need to have an assistant come help me. You're going to edit out my struggle, right?
No, of course not. This is cinema verite.
Kiko, can you come here and help me?
This is raw style.
Pleasure. That's what I'm here for.
So this is a piece that I'm trying on, but this little ball chain connects here. So
Okay. Then I put on my glasses, but otherwise I won't see
okay,
anything.
because it's obscure.
That age.
You can come in.
You can come in, come in.
Looks great, actually. Stay like that. I want to take a